In this tutorial, we look at the second method for sending email from an ASPX form. So let's take a look at the form, which I've already built. And it has a couple places again where we can capture the user's name, their email address, and then also whatever message they want to send. So this is a little bit more realistic than the other one. The other thing we drop on here is a label where we can either put a success message or the error message if there's a problem, and then a button for the user to click to send the email. So this is what we see. Again, a few text boxes here. I'm going to take the range validator off of this, or the required field validator, sorry. I had a validation on there for some other stuff. But okay, so again, we've got a few text boxes for gathering user input and a button for them to press. So for this one to work, this method to work, oh, you notice on this one too, we also use the master page when we create this page. Then this one relies on some code. And the first piece of code that you need is at the very top of your VB. You need to make sure and say to import the system.net.mail. That's the first line you want in here before your partial class code, because we're going to use this mail library to do some stuff. Then we want to have the code associated with the button on your page. And you know, there's a couple ways to get to here, but come here and choose the button off of this list, and over on this side choose the click event. I'm sorry, let me actually do that. So you choose the button on this side and then choose the click event. Mine's already in here, so you won't have it, but if you choose that, it will write this protected sub button click stuff for you. Okay, and then you probably want to just copy and paste this code. So we want to get a new mail message, and this is one of the objects that's in the library that we included. If you don't include the library, you'll get an error message that doesn't know what you're talking about here. And then this is probably self-explanatory, but we're going to say who this email message is from. And since you're sending it from your form, it's really going to be coming from you to you. So we want to send it to you. This is going to be yours, so replace this with your username at either Hotmail or Gmail or whatever it is. And then if you want to add it, send it, who you're going to send it to, well, you know, it's from you and it's to you as well. So these two lines are going to be your name. This is the subject. So we could read this from a text box. I'm hard coding this in here. And then within the body of the message, I'm just getting the stuff from my text box over there. So I'm actually not using a couple of those text boxes. I could grab the user's full name, their email address, and I should grab that and stick it in here in the body of the message. So let's just show you how to do that too. So I'm going to say mail message.body equals, and then I'm going to say txt first name dot text. And then we'll add on to there txt last name dot text, and then we'll add on txt email dot text, and then last we'll add on plus txt message dot text. So this will grab all the user input, stick it in here. Then the next thing we do here with this line is this is using Hotmail. So this assumes you have a Hotmail account. If you have Gmail, I'll show you in a second here where we change this. But this is saying I want to open up, basically think of a connection to Hotmail. This server port, I've just grabbed this code off the internet. They're using 587. This seems to work for me sometimes. And then this is the next line here. These are commented out, so this line's informational. But there's a timeout that you can set for this. If you get a timeout message, you can set this to be bigger. Right now it's set to 100 seconds, which I think should be plenty of time. It shouldn't time out. So default is 100 milliseconds. I'm sorry, 100,000 milliseconds or 100 seconds. But then this credentials, this is kind of the key part. You're actually going to use this assumes you have a Hotmail account. So we'd use your Hotmail account and your Hotmail password in here. Because what you're going to do is ask Hotmail to send this message for you from your ASPX page. And then this is also crucial here. This next line, this says to encrypt this. And if you don't have this in your Hotmail, I'm not going to send this. And then down here, this is where we actually send the message, but this is in something called a try and catch block. And for those who know how to program, you'll understand this. But it says try this chunk of code. If it works, great. What we'll do is change that label to say the Hotmail was sent. If it doesn't work, then we'll throw an exception, and that label will show you the error message string. So again, you pretty much copy and paste this code, but change it everywhere where it says your username and your password. Change that. And again, this assumes you're doing Hotmail. If you're not doing Hotmail, if you're doing Gmail, you could use something like this instead. So I'll leave this up here on the screen for a second. But you're going to say your username at Gmail. And then, oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. This is the Hotmail one again. The Gmail one is this one up here. So you notice the one line that changes in here is this one. Rather than saying smtplive.com, you're going to say smtp.gmail.com. They're still using port 587, but in this case, if you have a Gmail account you're going to use, you're going to send this from your Gmail account and your Gmail password. And what you might do, what you might consider, and if you're going to do this, you're going to get a lot of messages, is just set up a Gmail account specifically, or Hotmail account specifically for mailing stuff from your ASPX page. Because the accounts are free, you might as well make a couple of them. But anyway, this is method 2 for sending email from an ASPX form, and it really relies on a bunch of code. If you don't know how to code, it's probably going to mess you up. But this is method 2.